Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor. Welcome to the very first episode of Control Freak for Battlefield 4, a series where we talk about the do's and don'ts of using a specific weapon, how to counter the recoil, when to burst fire, mag dump, and things of that instance. Now, we're using the U-100 M5k, and I showcased live footage of this the other day. It's a very strong LMG, and it just so happens to be the first LMG. It's our startup LMG. So I'm in my private server, and there's a couple issues that present itself. Number one, I should have all unlocks available. I traditionally do, but the R7 patch messed that up. Number two, I don't have my unlocks available for this weapon. So the other day we showcased this with a suppressor. We had the R2 on there, and we had a vertical grip, which acts the same as the ergo grip in that it reduces the penalty for shooting on the move 50% while hip firing. And these LMGs are extremely weak at hip fire. We'll talk about that in a second. I don't really need the angle grip for this, nor would I recommend it, simply because this gun does not have a large first shot kick. So let's take a look at this weapon, talking about the do's and the don'ts, how to counter recoil and when to burst fire this. So this weapon hits for 25 up close to the chest. It drops off to about 18 at range, and the headshot damage is 50 up close. And of course, this only shoots 590 rounds a minute. That's the slowest LMG, but it shoots ropes. And as you can see, I've been messing around here. They changed something in Battlefield 4 compared to Battlefield 3. We're going to talk about that here. So let's talk about hip fire first. Laser sight is on. Laser sight is off. Not much of an improvement. Hip fire in this game is much more weak compared to the accuracy in Battlefield 3 using LMGs and ARs. It's just not that good. So I recommend going ADS, aiming down sight, anytime possible, especially if they're beyond where this concrete steel barrier is at. Anything beyond this, if you start hip firing and moving, look at that. Not very good. Those bullets are definitely not going where you probably want them to be, and that probably is going to mean your death. So 46 in the mag, 590 rate of fire. So let's not counter the recoil. Straight up vertical, and about the 23rd, 24th bullet, you start to get a deviation. So you can semi-mag dump this at this range. So let's do it again. Not countering the recoil. Straight up vertical, okay? So how do we counter the recoil? We're going to pull straight down, and here's one of the differences. So we're going to pull down like this. This is the first difference. In Battlefield 3, when you countered the recoil, the second you let off of countering, your gun would kick down because it's going to draw the distance of whatever you were pulling on console or PC. It doesn't do that anymore. So how do we counter this? Well, let's do a nasty mag dump and just pull straight down. All right, keep it at center, pulling a little bit to the right at the end, but look where my crosshair is. Right where I started. Now, if this was Battlefield 3, this thing would be probably about down here, because this gun doesn't have a lot of vertical recoil. Not to mention the first shot multiplier isn't the strongest. Like, literally, that's first shot multiplier. I'm not countering recoil. Okay? That's just me tap firing. All right? So, this gun shoots ropes at long range, but be careful. There's not that big pull-off where you have to recenter. Sometimes you run out of mouse pad if you're on the PC side. The console side, not such a big deal because you don't have to recenter. So you can mag dump this up at close while ADSing to about the 28th bullet, but anything beyond that, you really want to tap fire this thing. And look at that. I'm pulling down slightly to counter the first shot recoil and a little bit of the automatic bloom, but that is a tight pattern. There is not a lot of horizontal deviation in the bullet spray. So this might only shoot 590 rounds a minute. But at range, this thing shoots lasers across the map. It's absolutely insane. There is some live footage I'm going to link down below of me showcasing this point blank going against FAMAS's, Ace 23s, M416s doing extremely well. And then where this really shines at the medium and long range where you need pinpoint accuracy. So another thing not to do with this weapon is strafe at all while ADSing. Let's kind of shoot this way here. So look at that. Even though it's a small burst, can you imagine that past that distance? Each missed bullet is an opportunity for a basically missed kill and probably your death in Battlefield 4 with the netcode the way it is. So of any LMG, if you're going to ADS, stop and pop. Come around a corner, stop and pop. And look at that. That's the other thing I want to say. If you're moving and you ADS and pull the trigger too soon, look what happens. So what you need to do, more than likely, is let's say this is a corner. This represents a corner. ADS first. Okay. But if I do this, see the difference? And that is the finer points of Control Freak. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this first episode of Control Freak. Obviously there's some issues with the DICE patch R7. Messed up my private servers. And not to mention this thing waiting for players on my screen should not be here because it is a private server. Hopefully this helps you guys master this starter support gun. And don't forget to check out the live footage. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And as always, YouTubers, we'll see you soon.